Good to have you back here at Tippin Gymnasium as the women's basketball team here at Clarion University hosting the Crimson Hawks of IUP. And right now, Michaela, Anthony Fusey here, Michaela Williams alongside me. Michaela, right now it's 29-23 deficit Clarion is facing. Of course, Clarion fighting for a playoff spot, but there is some negative karma. I guess there's some karma here surrounding IUP. Last week they led by 5 at the half. Second half came, they were blown out of the water, lost by 13 points in the scoring department. During the second half. And hey, what's the key here for Clarion? I guess to try to come back and win this thing.
Just go back to that good game that they've been playing. Like you saw, like a good portion of the first half, Clarion was playing pretty good. It's just towards the end and towards the beginning, two key parts of the game, the quarter, unfortunately, it was all IUP. So Clarion getting a little frustrated too, got to keep their cool and just keep on doing the good things that they have been doing the past 2 games against Slippery Rock, Edinburgh, keep the pedal to the metal.
As far as lead changes, only one lead change thus far. And as far as leading throughout the course of the game, Clarion has only led almost 23% of this first half. And then as far as offensive rebounds, 12-5, Michaela, IUP leads. As we open up as far as the second half is concerned. Do you think that bench points are going to be a key here? I mean, Emma Fickle, Lauren Savolchik, do you think the bench is going to come up big here? What should you take?
Well, it needs to be 12-5 offensive rebounds. It's like something you definitely do not want to give up. That's so many opportunities that Clarion just isn't you just can't let IUP get those rebounds as we've seen. But as for the bench, it's going to be a team effort. Everyone's going to have to contribute here if they're going to pull off a win in that. So Emma Fickle, she had a good game with her the other weekend. Get another solid performance. Savolchik get another solid performance. Overall, it's just going to have to be a team performance here.
IUP leading the points in the paint battle, 10-4, and bench points they're leading in that category, 8-0. We also mentioned at the top of the broadcast that star forward for the IUP Crimson Hawks, Sarah Pasterik, is out due to a knee injury. So Michaela, we talked about that. That is a very big loss for IUP and their Crimson Hawk team. Also, Amy Fairman, the young guard, also out as well. Of course, she played 21 games this season. She played in the majority of the games, scored 8 points per game, and shot 50% from the field. So she's a key piece out as well.
So IUP's having no difficulty though, I guess. The big number I see on the offensive thing right there is 3-pointers. 4 for Marita Matthew. Right there has been the key that's got IUP actually up above Clarion. It's been giving the Crimson Hawks the momentum to take off the lead in that.
Marita Matthew leading the way with 12 points, shooting 50% from the field and has already 4 threes thus far. Coach G. Parsons looking for a 450th career win overall as a head coach and looking for 340th as a member of Clarion's staff as the head coach.
Yep, she definitely has the chance today. We're only down by looks like
only
6.
6.
So it's up to Clarion now to do the good things, do the right things, and take the win.
Next game for Clarion will be Wednesday, February 13th, here at Tippin Gymnasium, hosting Mercyhurst, a team that is chasing them.
Right on their tails, in fact. That'll be another huge game. Regardless if Clarion wins or loses, that's going to be a huge game in itself.
Both fighting for that 4th playoff spot. As we're underway, Leslie Stamp has it for IUP. And Matthew passes it over to Melanie Todd. So Leslie Stamp and IUP trying to pass the ball around and get back to their scoring momentum. Watson from downtown, no good.
We are better boxing out there on Clarion's part. I didn't see a single Crimson Hawk in there, so.
Raven Jones gives it off to Gator. Air ball, and Heater saves it off of Jones. Chalk up another turnover for Clarion.
Good hustle there by Heater, but unfortunately the rest of her team didn't seem to be aware of that.
12 turnovers now as Matthew gives it off and gets it back. Holmes zoning out as Matthew and Stamp pass again between one another. Here we go, Taylor Watson driving in the lane, shot. An unorthodox shot.
There, IUP playing that good D, setting up the press. They got the steal right there.
And here we go, a turnover. Melanie Todd gets it to go off herself, and now Clarion will inbound it.
Yep, and there it is, IUP again pressing the heck out of Clarion right now. It's thus far proving pretty effective.
So Tanea Holmes, double teamed, and Raven Jones takes it up. Almost another turnover. Anna here trying to do it herself. Only 4 points in that first half as Tanea Holmes snips a three. It's raining threes again.
There we go, in just the nick of time, only 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Again, showing some patience, which isn't a bad thing in itself.
Stoner. Now Matthew and Watson from beyond the stripe. IUP already clinched a playoff spot. And a scramble for the ball.
We got a jump ball here. It's gonna be, looks like it's gonna be Clarion's, I wanna say. Yep, Clarion ball.
Matthew, Holmes, and Jones, they all hit the deck. As Holmes takes it up again.
There's some good hustle there by the Clarion D, something you need to see and want to see, so maybe that'll lead to some points here for Clarion.
31-26, Clarion trails. And Alea Miller gets it to roll in, and it's now 31-28. Timeout, 17 and a half minutes here in this second half.
It's looking pretty good here, and coach for IUP not happy at all right now, yelling at his players.
Head coach Jeff Doe trying to lead his team to the playoffs for the 5th time since he's been here at IUP as the head coach. Of course, he's only been here 5 years, so far so good for his status as the head coach.
And see, I like that timeout, actually. That's what I would have done. Like, it's only been a couple points, but right now he's got to settle his players down, makes the good call on that, and we'll see if that transits to IUP getting back to their game. For the Clarion, hopefully that it doesn't happen, but one never knows.
We talked about how last game for IUP, they lost to number 1 Gannon, 60-52. First half stats, they led in the scoring department, 29-24. Then it got scary in the second half, a 36-23 defeat, which led to their 60-58 loss at home against Gannon. So Coach Dow just saying, hey, let's take a timeout and let's try to recollect ourselves, as last game for them ended horribly in the second half. Marita Matthew taking on Raven Jones, steps back. And a bouncy turnover as Holmes takes it the other way. Wide open Jones. Caught her flat-footed as Alea Miller will score.
I'm not happy at all about that one.
Could this be another second half collapse for IUP as Stoner says no, not yet. It's 33-30. IUP leads it with 16:30 to go.
And that press almost gets to Jones.
Traveling on Raven Jones.
They were showing some poise there on that press. Not that time, though. Again, the IUP press proving to be a big obstacle in Clarion's path to victory.
Raven Jones. The young guard has started all but one game, and that was January 26th against Gannon. I believe it was here, as a matter of fact. And here's Talon Watson. Strokes at three. 12 threes.
3-pointers are killing Clarion right now. They just need to play, like I've said before, they need to play more uptight on the IUP offense.
Gators scores a mid-range two as Jones threw that touchdown pass to her. It was a nice little Hail Mary. Stamp takes on a couple defenders, no good, as she hits the deck. And here's Gator. Bounce pass inside, Jones, no good. And Heater misses. Heater struggling. And Raven Jones, how about that?
A little break right there, something Coach Parsons is just smiling like a dog about.
36-34, Clarion trails. You see the momentum start to sway the Golden Eagles side. As Leslie Stamp trying to direct the troops. Todd flips it up. It was tipped, and now Heater collects it.
Sensing a big momentum shift right now for Clarion.
Now IUP. Pass to Stamp. Stamp. Where's that letter going, Michaela? She put a stamp on that, huh?
Oh, sadly for Clarion, could be a letter to defeat.
She found the P.O. box on that shot. Here's a violation on Stamp. Now some substitutions as Zanea Brooks. Well, first off, a timeout. As right now it's 14:40 to go. 38-34, Clarion trails.
Definitely a better second half start for Clarion. And Coach Dell is definitely not happy about that. But this is what Clarion want to do. They want to get off to a good start in that. Not a lot of sloppy turnovers. Just doing it, getting to the points, getting basically just what they need.
Clarion right now, they're struggling. Hey, as far as points are concerned, they have, 34. We'll see what happens here. And Heater struggling. Only 2 shots made thus far, and only 2 free throw attempts. Michaela, this happened last time Clarion played IUP. Only shot 2 free throws in the first half. Of course, now we're in the second half. Only shot 2 free throws. They need to be more aggressive, don't you think?
That's the thing I'm seeing with the IUP defense. They're forcing Clarion to make the outside shots. They're keeping them out of the paint, which unfortunately isn't giving Clarion some foul shooting attempts or getting anyone, like even Hannah Heater. That might be one of the reasons. They can't get her the ball. They're being forced to take these 3-pointers. So something Clarion has to do is just go straight for it, get the fouls, get some points off that.
Gator over to Tanea Holmes. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Almost a turnover as it bounces off Savalchik, and Gator scores. 38-36. Trying to come back from an early deficit.
Beautiful play there. Maybe this is how Clarion's going to have to win, is getting those post moves, get their post players score these points.
There's Marina Wareham over to Marita Mafe. Turnover, Savalchik has it. Recovering from a knee injury that she suffered 2 years ago. Now Raven Jones has it. Once more she shoots. In and out. Bad break there from the young guard, and here comes IUP. Stamp inside. Brooks wide open with the right hand.
It's another thing, Clarion just not collapsing enough on the post players for IUP. first half, it was their three-pointers. Now it's proving to be the post players in the second half for IUP getting the points.
There's Hannah Heater inside and scores. 38 points now for Clarion. Trails by 2 with 13:20 to go. After this, 5 games left for the Golden Eagles. Coming into the day, they trailed that 4th and final playoff spot. And now a 3, Leslie Stamp.
Now that was beautiful. She was at least a foot and a half away from the three-point line.
After that 3 rained down, I saw a rainbow. I did. It looked great. The high arc.
For IUP, anyway.
Foul called on Zanea Brooks. How about Leslie Stamp?
Looks like Crawford's going in for Holmes there. Holmes playing some good D, but apparently just not good enough.
How about Leslie Stamp? 12 points, 4 rebounds, filling in for Sarah Pasterik as IUP leads by 5. Jones for 3. Up and away. Clarion retains possession. Pardon me. IUP gets the ball.
In the first half, we saw Matthew. This half, it's all Stamp. Players stepping up for the injured Storks. Something Clarion's going to have to overcome.
Turnover, Heater. Jones, down the lane. Misses. And now, foul called. Foul called on Hannah Heater. A sophomore forward, scholar athlete.
Heater definitely not happy about that call.
Aiken drew that foul. Coming off the bench. Marina Wareham taking on Laisha Crawford once more. And here, Aiken. Zanea Brooks, aggressive, floats it in.
See, that is something Clarion cannot let happen. They just let her walk right in. No challenge whatsoever for the Crimson Hawk player.
The door was open.
She took it.
As Zanea Brooks hits the deck and slides. Foul on Heater.
Clarion losing a bit of that momentum. They had it going, but now the momentum's shifting right back to IUP and that. See if Clarion can regain it.
Jones out, Fickle in. Fickle 18 points. Last game against Slippery Rock. Had 18 points and 5 threes to her credit.
Maybe she'll have a chance to repeat such a feat.
Aiken, a foot pass out to Matthew Stoner. And how about Zanea Brooks? No good. Heater taking it the other way. Leading the charge, Gator. Fast as lightning. Sticks it in, no good. And here comes Wareham. Pass to Aiken. Down the lane, floats it up and gets it to go.
See, now that's tough right there. If I was Sabolchik, I would have tried and taken the charge there. She was squared up, had proper position. All she needed to do was take the charge.
Timeout for Clarion. A little frustrated with the official.
Again, they're letting IUP just roll on along. It's kind of like, I've been saying this whole season, but it's like every one good step Clarion makes, it seems like IUP makes a dozen better ones.
As of course, yes. So after that 30-second timeout, so Crawford beyond the arc for 3. Gets that one to go, and it's now 47 to 40. They don't count it as a 3. I thought I saw beyond the arc.
Clarion pressing a little bit here.
Here we go. As Aiken trying to direct traffic, gives it off to Marita Matthews. the star guard. Nice pass inside. Now a fight for the ball.
Got ball. I do believe this could be IUP's ball.
Stoner grimacing as her and Heater hit the deck once more. So Aiken will inbound it. So immediate timeout.
Immediate time. All right.
So with that said, it's now 47-40, Clarion trails. We'll be right back here on Clarion University TV network.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
And welcome back to the gymnasium, folks. Anthony Hughes and Michaela Williams with you as the women's basketball team for Clarion University fighting for a playoff spot with 5 games remaining after tonight. IUP, 16 wins on the year, looking for number 17, just padding their season as they've already clinched a playoff spot.
Trying to keep that momentum going, because as we all know in world of sports, momentum in this season transits right to the playoffs.
With 4 seconds on the shot clock, an air ball by Matthew, and it'll stick, it looks like, with IUP as Leslie Stamp will inbound it. 1 second left. I don't know what they can do here. 10:34 left. Shot clock.
There we go. Some good defense from Clarion. Kind of turning the tables there, pressuring IUP instead of the other way around, forcing them to run out the shot clock.
Not enough on the shot clock for a play for IUP. Here's Laisha Crawford for Clarion. Over to Mariah Gator. Over to Savolchik. Inside. And Gator from the side. Misses. IUP the other way. Brooks the rebound. Matthew flips it up. And how about Stoner fighting for the ball?
Some jump ball that's going to be Clarion's.
With Hannah Heater. So Savolchik, Lauren Savolchik in the game will look to inbound. Clarion on a 2-game win streak, beat Slippery Rock just 3 days ago, and then a week ago defeated Edinburgh by 1. Laisha Crawford inside to Heater, struggling on the day from the field, and here's Matthew over and almost intercepted by Gator.
When Heater struggles, you can definitely tell Clarion suffers as well. They are keeping in the game, but if Heater doesn't get those points in that, you definitely see a disadvantage for Clarion.
There's Marita Matthew leading the charge. Stamp from downtown. Went off the exit and missed the shot. Timeout. As some substitutions check into the floor.
Matthew's been pretty quiet this half. Watch, I say this now, she'll probably sink one in next, but maybe that's one thing Clarion definitely want to do in this half is try to quiet her down. Fortunately, Stamp's been picking up where she's left off.
Tanea Holmes searching for the right person to pass to. And a turnover is Zanae Brooks. Drawing the foul on Alea Miller.
That was a reach, and she's not happy about it, but that was definitely a reach and foul. Kind of one of those sloppy ones you don't want to commit this far in the game.
So foul on Miller. As that's her first on the afternoon. Leslie Stamp will inbound it once more. Dow trying to get things organized from his women's club and pass inside to Marita Matthew. That's a score, and it's now 49-40.
Terrible D there. I think Fickle had her. She had no idea where her player was. Back turned against her and everything.
So Volchek gives it off to Holmes. Wareham sticking right with it. Alea Miller. Wide open Holmes. Misses, and once more Todd collects the rebound.
Holmes' shooting form was a little sloppy there.
Todd with 4 rebounds on the day. So 1-1. Foul on 11.
We got Jen subbing in there for Fickle. Maybe get some energy in there.
So a foul on Alea Miller, her second. Back-to-back as now Stamp inbounds it to Matthew from downtown. A 3 off the side of the iron. Offensive rebound once more for IUP as Wareham checks it to Matthew. How about Wareham? Beyond the arc. Inside to Brooks, double teamed, and a takeaway. Here comes Raven Jones down the lane. That's in.
There's the energy Clarion wanted and Jones usually supplies with.
So here we go. Leslie Stamp. Giving it off to Matthew. Todd. Stamp. Downtown. Just call her downtown. That's what she's doing. That's where she's from. Clarion down by 10 with 7 minutes to go.
Still time, but definitely not looking good right now for Clarion to get a win here.
So we thank you for being with us here on CUTV Sports. This Clarion game here, a big one here for the Golden Eagles as they're looking to enter the playoffs. Coming into the day, they were 3 games out of that final playoff spot. Of course, California University of Pennsylvania, they won today, so at this point, they're 3.5 out, Clarion is, of that 4th playoff spot. But Michaela, the main story right now is the 3-ball, 14 combined from IUP and Clarion.
And that's been the difference this game. Clarion hasn't been able to get 3-pointers, but IUP certainly has. First half was all Matthew, this half Stamp. Somehow Clarion just needs to stop the players. I don't know what they need to do. Get further up there, get in your face. That's all really you can hope for.
Largest lead of the game right now, 52-42. IUP leads with 7:05 to go. Trying to shove their arch rivals' playoff hopes down the drain. As this game is getting closer to the wire, 14-2 bench points in favor of IUP. Leading that category as Tanae Holmes. Pass, turnover. Oh my, Stamp. A wild couple of passes and a foul called on Raven Jones.
IUP D made that all possible. Again, Clarion finds sometimes to find, the chicks through the armor, but they just have not been able to completely overcome this dominant IUP defense.
Second foul on Raven Jones. Zanae Brooks will go to the line. And this is the first, 1 of 2. Zanae Brooks, 8 total rebounds, 8 points. Contributing well with Pasterik out. Melanie Todd collects the miss.
10 points down now, Clarion. Not a lot of time. They got 6 minutes to try and get something going here.
Leslie Stamp. Watts inside to Stamp again. She makes her mark. It's 54-12 with 6.5 to go. Crowd silent. You can hear you can hear their footsteps if they walk out. It's that quiet. Tanae Holmes. Mariah Gator. 14-13 now on the shot clock. And counting. Tanae Holmes. Gives it off to Miller. No choice. She looks to shoot. And a foul on Todd.
It's not too bad. Drawing the foul on that.
Todd, that's your third. 6:01 to play. 42-54. Clarion trails here at home. And this pass leads to a takeaway. Here we go. Stamp tries to finish with the right hand. Can't do it.
Just going on the foul line though. Terrible pass by Clarion. Definitely something you don't want to do this late in the game and by how much you're down by.
Clarion's next game will be Wednesday night here at Tippin Gymnasium, February 13th. They will host Mercyhurst. And of course, at halftime, they're going to have a recognition ceremony. Sponsored by American Cancer Society. And they'll also have a Chinese auction to raise money for the Cancer Center at Clarion Hospital. T-shirts being sold, as well as pink ribbons. Donations are being accepted. Here we go, three.
There we go. We got a three-pointer sinking in.
Raven Jones says, I'll donate a three. It's now 55-45 with 5.5 to play. Pass inside, nice cut by Brooks.
See, the Clarion D is just, while it's been effective at times in the game, it just hasn't been as dominant as IUP's has been. That's something that they needed to, and maybe they they just need to match the intensity that IUP has on defense.
Next game for IUP, they're going to host California University of Pennsylvania Wednesday night, February 13th. Sanae Brooks scoring and doing a lot of things here today for IUP. Misses that shot. Stamp fighting for that. She's been all over the place today. She's still slow getting up. Holmes to Jones, inside. Heater gets two, and it's now 56-47. 5 minutes to play here at Tippin. Watson inside, draws the foul.
Sloppy D by Clarion. Not sure if that's actually sloppy D or they were just slower to getting down court. Good fast break, another thing IUP's been doing, good fast break on IUP.
30-second timeout on the floor. IUP calls that one. Doesn't look like there's going to be a collapse here, as IUP leads by 9 with 5 to play. Of course, anything can happen.
We've seen stranger things. I mean, Clarion had that upset win against Edinburgh, so who knows?
Speaking of strange, Hannah Heater only 6 points on the day.
Average way down low. Maybe that's IUP's plan, was probably to try and eliminate Heater. If you eliminate Heater, you eliminate a good portion of Clarion's points, rebounds, and just about everything the team has.
And 6 turnovers to her credit as well, so struggling on the day. But she does have 13 rebounds, so she's leading the team in that category again here tonight.
Usually if you do those things, your team can, pick it up, but unfortunately Clarion hasn't been able to do that. IUP is achieving what they set out to do in fantastic fashion. A
miss there by Taylon Watson. Clarion shooting 7 of 14 from the 3 points, from beyond the 3-point stripe. And they've only shot 2 free throws in this game. IUP, they've shot 5 of 11 from the free throw stripe.
Another bad mistake there by Clarion. That IUP press doing its job to a perfect tee.
IUP struggling from beyond the 3-point stripe, 8 of 21. and have turned the ball over 17 times. Clarion 18 times.
Fortunately, IUP's been able to capitalize on those where Clarion struggled all night long.
Leslie Stamp. A long pass from Matthew to Watson. 10 on the shot clock. Here we go. Sine Brooks gives it off to Matthew. Oh, a miss. Oh my, and here comes Heater. Jones. Caught in the corner. Now Leia Miller in to Heater. Gets that one to go. It's only an 8-point game. An 8-point game.
Coach Dow not happy about that at all.
Pass to Todd inside. The smaller Todd missing that shot. It'll stay with IUP. Am I seeing that correctly? I am.
I don't know. The refs are arguing. Looks like, yep, they're going to go with it. There was a little mild discussion there with the refs about whose ball it's going to be.
They won't change their minds, those refs. Inside to Todd. And draws the foul.
Not sure how many that's been on Heater. She has to be getting up there in numbers. And looks like that's 4 on her, and Diaper is going in there for relieve her.
And Dibert checking in. Averages 4 rebounds a contest. A co-captain coming in for the other co-captain. Melanie Todd misses that one. High and away, Jones takes it, trying to get the troops in line for the Golden Eagles. Miss there, off the rim.
Trying to do everything by herself at this point in time. Takes a foul, I believe, in the process.
G. Parsons looking for 450th career win as a head coach, 340th as Clarion's head coach.
Might have to wait till Wednesday for that one.
Clarion will host Mercyhurst.
That game seems a little more important now if the Eagles go on to lose the game.
Clarion will be hosting Hooping for a Cure night, February 13th here at Tippin Gymnasium. Trying to increase awareness of women's cancer. And a variety of activities are set up, including a survivors recognition ceremony, a cancer awareness table hosted by the American Cancer Society, and a Chinese auction to raise money for the Cancer Center at Clarion Hospital. So good cause there.
Definitely. All for good cause, and that every year.
Anyone interested in more information or to make a donation should contact the women's basketball office at 814-393-2200 or email Ryan Stevenson, an assistant coach here for the Clarion Golden Eagles women's basketball team, at rlstevenson1@eagle.clarion.edu.
Come and support a really great cause.
Zanae Brooks back at the line again. She's struggled from there, so Clarion obviously knows what to do as far as fouling her. She struggled. 0 of 3 on the night. 8 points, though, with 8 rebounds. She's contributed well and gets her first free throw to go. Her first free throw made. Looking to turn the tide with her free throw struggles. Here we go. Misses that one.
See, that's another difference in the game. IUP's been on the foul line way more times than Clarion. How many times? 2 times? I think at least Clarion's been on the line this entire game.
Tanea Holmes. Our spotlight player, Tanea Holmes, 9 points, 3 steals. And Heater gets it to go. Jeff Dow, IUP's coach, frustrated, but he knows that they're in control.
So far anyway.
Yeah, that's right, so far with almost 3 minutes to play as Stamp passes it to Matthew. And now Watson beyond the arc, trying to set up the offense. Dow wants him to run. Here we go. Watson, high shot off the top of the backboard. Now Heater checks it over to Jones. Fast pace offense now as Gator from the corner misses. Recovered by IUP as they'll take their time. But now 2:40 to play, an 8-point lead. 59-51, 10 fouls for Clarion, 4 for the visiting Crimson Hawks.
Opening lanes. No claw now. It was way open just before. Something that Clarion cannot let happen.
5 on the shot clock. Watson misses. Heater recovers. Foul on Melanie Todd. So Ashley Stoner will check in for Melanie Todd. 4 fouls on her. Melanie Todd, the junior forward, played 22 games. She's played every game this season for IUP. Has 133 rebounds coming into this game. Had 120 rebounds last year as a sophomore, so she's improved her game. Tanea Holmes down the lane. Simple pass rather, to the star forward Heater, and gets it to go.
An effective pass at that, something that Clarion didn't do all game. And now that all of a sudden they're doing it, getting them a little closer than maybe upsetting this game.
Heater now with 8, 59-53. 1:45 left. Zane Brooks drawing the foul on Gator.
A little overzealous there. Can tell she was expecting her to shoot that, and unfortunately gets the foul for it.
The Crimson Hawks from the free throw line tonight, 45.5%.
It's not a terribly good number, but it's making some difference in this game.
Clarion has only attempted 2 free throws thus far.
And those were in the first half. There's hasn't been a single foul shot for Clarion in this half at all.
Ball squirming around. Clarion has it. Jones and Holmes exchange the pass. Holmes down the lane, and Heater, simple 2, gets the foul. Down by 7. Third foul on Leslie Stamp, who's had a great game with Sarah Pastrick out with a knee injury. A late scratch as Leslie Stamp has scored 18 points, has recorded 4 steals, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds.
Definitely from the beginning of second half, from there on out, it's been the Stamp show for sure.
So ball loose as Stoner turns it over.
Looks like it's going to be IUP ball.
G. Parsons calls a timeout. Timeout Clarion, 30 seconds, 1:25 to go. Clarion down by 6, 60-54.
It's not impossible. It can definitely happen. A nice upset win here. Fortunately, though, if IUP keeps up this good D in that, not sure if the Golden Eagles can achieve the upset.
Clarion has only led 13% of this game.
So they had a fantastic start to the second half. Kind of happened like in the first half. Clarion has these spurts where they do some really good things, but unfortunately, they just, instead of going straight forward, they take a couple steps backwards. If they kept it up, they could have definitely been leading, perhaps even by a good margin.
Emma Fickle in for Clarion. G. Parsons hoping for a late offensive surge. Hoping to get Fickle back in the game as far as getting some threes. They'll need him here down as this game keeps going down on the clock. Here we go. 1:10 left in the game. 15 on the shot clock for IUP. Matthew versus Jones. And Stoner inside, working heater, gets that to go. That put a stamp on that. Put a stamp on this game. It's 62-54 now. Holmes heater. Missing that. Stamp and Matthew exchange the pass. As Watson gets it from Matthew. Matthew controlling the tempo, draws the foul, intentional foul.
At this point, Clarion's about doing anything right now.
Fourth foul on Raven Jones.
I know when I played in that, when we're down like this and that, it's not much you can do. Foul, maybe. Try and get your team to get the ball back.
Well, they have Fickle in the game, hoping that she can give them some threes. She's 0 of 1 on the day, and she only played 9 minutes and has 2 assists to her credit. Also 1 turnover. She hasn't made the effect that she had last game with 18 points and 5 threes.
Honestly, no one really has. Heater
struggled.
finally, she struggled the entire game. Finally, in the second half, and that she's been picking the pace up and getting her points. But besides that, she hasn't really been that offensive force that Clarion needed.
Emma Fickle misses that deep 3. And the ball will go to IUP. Stamp will inbound it. 15 points each for Gator and Heater. Heater's picked it up. 15 rebounds also for Hannah Heater. As Stoner. Now Watson draws the foul.
We're in double bonuses now. Definitely.
Two shots coming for IUP. Taylor Watson.
Doesn't look like Clarion's going to be able to pull this one off. Wednesday's game means a little more now with Mercyhurst right on their tails, trying to catch up to them and get their spot.
Watson makes that one. Watson coming into the day, shooting 64% from the free throw stripe. And she makes another. 2 of 2 on that trip to the line.
IUP still using that press unrelentingly. From beginning to end, they have not pulled off this press.
And Holmes with a score. 65-56, a 9-point deficit. This game's in its final seconds. 17.6 left. As foul number 1 goes to Wareham. Holmes makes that one. It's now a 7-point lead.
Now IUP get the foul there, but if I were them, I would just hold the ball for the rest of the game. Just seal the deal.
Five fouls on Tanea Holmes with 16 seconds to go.
Got a timeout then coming up.
Clarion down by 8 with 16 seconds left. Michaela, the last time these two teams played, there were only 2 players in double digits for Clarion. They have 3 players in double digits here this afternoon. For IUP, they have 3 players in double digits. What'd you make as far as the scoring, the distribution of passes? What'd you make of the flow, I guess, for each team?
I would say IUP from the start was way more accurate with their shots. They hit them when they needed to early on, where Clarion, they didn't start hitting their shots until much later in the game. And that hurt Clarion in the long run and allowed IUP to grab the lead.
A make there by IUP. Here we go, Crawford with 10 seconds left. Clarion will sink to 11 and 12 with a loss. Jones a 3. Timeout Clarion.
Coach Parsons not giving up.
6.6 seconds. Clarion with the loss today will drop to 11 and 12. As we look at the replay, just an incredible day by Leslie Stamp. IUP had some players step up here today. Of course, Clarion, not enough spark offensively until late, of course. Too little, too late, down by 7. That late 3 by Jones, a little too late.
Yeah, really would have liked that in the first half, wouldn't you?
15 each between Gator and Heater, also 12 each for Holmes and Jones.
Fortunately, this and with the win, Cal U won, who's in the 4th spot and the spot that Clarion's competing for. This doesn't look too good now, Clarion's playoff spots. Definitely, they've got 5 games left. They can make it in playoffs, but it's going to be a lot more difficult.
A staggering statistic, 5 free throws attempted by Clarion. IUP attempted 27. Matthew just winding down the clock. And that's the ball game, folks. The Clarion Golden Eagles drop another one for the 12th time. They're 11 and 12 now on the year with 5 games remaining. Next stop, well, they'll be here. They'll host Mercyhurst on Hooping for a Cure Night, February 13th. IUP will host California University of Pennsylvania. Michaela, a team that Clarion was chasing for that 4th playoff spot. Hey, what do you make of this game? It's a little staggering. Offensively, Clarion played better in this game than last, but hey, not enough.
It wasn't a terrible game by Clarion, but it was far from their best game. Definitely hurts. This was a game they needed to win, especially with Cal U winning earlier today as well. Fortunately, they didn't get the win. Going to be a bit of an uphill battle now trying to get into that playoff spot.
Coach G. Parsons was looking for a 450th career win as a coach. She will have to wait until Tuesday. IUP wins this one, 67-60. The men's game coming up next from Anthony Fusa and Michaela Williams and our friends of CUTV Sports. Thanks for watching this one. Clarion once again falls by 7. Enjoy the afternoon, everybody. We'll see if Clarion can soar once again on Wednesday.